What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
I don't know if you guys are like me, but I get excited and scared when he starts laughing like that because I don't know what it's going to be. And odds are it's aimed toward either me or Tim. It's never Andy. Andy never gets the shit.
Andy's
you're full of shit. It's to be a lot. Are you kidding me?
Never in the intro. It's usually so if Tim's introducing something, for sure he starts laughing. I'm like, cool, I'm safe because he's gonna just pick on some stupid thing that Tim said wrong.
First off, you're the biggest picker-oner in the group. All right, I'm trying to turn it around. There's no other word that exists for it, Tim.
I need to interrupt the show.
It's because I'm Andy from Kind of Funny.
Excuse me, Nick. Kevin, this is my show. I'm hosting it. Sorry, Andy from Kind of Funny.
Kevin, can you frame me a little bit better in the show?
You always change your framing. You always change your framing. I never know if I should move you around or not.
I haven't been doing that anymore.
I think he's perfect.
So grab my top right corner.
I know how to frame it.
Yeah, and then just
kind of scale. It kind of looks like Andy. It kind of looks like he's framing your bed, and you're just in the frame somehow.
Yeah, there we go. Love that big time.
So you're no longer gonna move yourself around because, like, I'll adjust you, and then you go and adjust it, and it's like, well, fuck.
No, yeah, Kevin, keep rocking it, baby. Keep on rocking it.
Also, Nick, something happened with your connection. You look terrible. I mean, you're not off sync anymore.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I should have restarted my machine. I got way too many things open, as you know.
Since we're airing grievances about the tech side of the stuff, Kev, this is something I've noticed. I'm
still the host of this show, Forbes 30 Under 30, aka the second best baby blues in San Francisco, aka the verified one, aka the engaged one, aka how long can I go to keep annoying them?
Keep going. You can keep going. I love it. But Kev, there's a harshness to your mic now. I don't know why. It started this morning, and I'm noticing it now.
The world hardened them.
So
like James
I don't know if we can fix that somehow.
What do you mean?
Do you guys hear that?
No, it's Coach close. He just sounds like you're distorting a little bit, Kev.
Should I be over here? Wait, hold on.
Kevin, give me your McDonald's order, and then I'll know if you're distorting.
Yeah. Can I get 2 McDoubles and McChicken?
Really?
Maybe two McChickens.
Nick Scarpino.
Nick.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Since Greg refuses to do his job, now he's looking at McChickens to see if they actually have those. He's going to prove us both wrong. Am I right? There you go.
Are
Tim,
you kidding? Wait, Greg, you don't know that McChickens are a thing?
No, just keep going. If I got Kevin in a fucking lie, I'll let you know. Otherwise,
dude, I want a McChicken so bad.
Isn't it just the way people don't understand? It's scary to be with Greg because he's so competitive. That's why I'm an asshole, because he's the bigger asshole. I know it, so I have to overcome.
We are the assholes.
Remember, we are the assholes together.
We ramp each other up. It's like when me and Andy play any games against Joey. We just get into it. We just ramp each other up.
No, it's you. Joey. It's always you.
Like always trying to soften the blow a bit. Like Andy's doing it too.
I'm trying to start a rumor that Andy is equal to me.
Tim, did this help at all? Do I sound better now?
No, it's like it sounds like it's breaking up into really poppy.
Yeah. Huh.
And just like it feels like there's like popcorn going on when you talk.
I probably have to just restart it.
It sounds fine to me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's fine. It's close enough. Tim, now I've been craving, and I know this is weird because I don't think you're a particular fan of this restaurant, but one day when we're allowed to go to lunch together, I want to take everyone on me to Carl's Jr. I've been craving Carl's Jr.
I'm a fan.
Lately.
Big fan.
Western bacon cheeseburgers for everyone.
Greg, are you trying to find out if the McDouble is on the dollar menu?
That's correct.
Okay, just so you know, it was for a long, long time. They then raised it. They raised the price to, I believe, $1.30. It depends on which McDonald's you go to. But yeah, at most McDonald's, it's $1.35. But once you get hooked on the
$2.59 for this McDouble.
No. You're looking up the wrong. You're like downtown San Francisco prices, all right?
No, I'm very much
crazy.
All right. No, I'm gonna slack it to you here. You know what I mean? Because again, just because you want to lie all the time, remember? That's you.
What is the difference again between the McDouble and the double cheeseburger?
That's a great question. It is one layer of cheese. So the double cheeseburger, which this dumbass is probably looking up.
That's amazing. That's amazing that you knew that.
It has 2 cheese layers on each one on each patty. The McDouble only has 1 cheese layer. So it's a lot less salty. Big
This
difference.
is what I love about Kevin. When he's into something, he is
into
fucking into something.
Oh, he knows.
Like
the
he's going to
ins-
tell you
ins
to
and
the
outs.
ounce how much cheese is
Yeah.
on the
He's
burger that he
watched
likes.
6 documentaries on it. Yeah, when he's
Like you know, every once in a while, my favorite thing is like sometimes I'll catch Kevin in the wild, and he'll be watching like the most fascinating thing that has to do with space, metallurgy, cabinet building, or like wood whittling. And sometimes it's all in one video, and I want to ask him what it is, but I'm too scared to.
Metal orgy?
metallurgy.
Metallurgy.
It's a word I've only
Yes,
heard.
metallurgy.
Tim, it's a word I've only heard in Ghostbusters, so I don't blame you for not knowing that
Big one.
It is a big one. Yeah.
Not small.
Surprised Nick's little brain could figure it out, you know. And rounding out the quartet, the Hispanic heartthrob Texas treat Latino heat clicking heads and ripping them to shreds, the globe trotting headshot nitro rifle from twitch.tv, Andy Cortez.
Thanks, everybody.
I was just on one of the Jack show around the Rooster
Wait,
Teeth.
hold on, I meant to.
No, that's what I was about to say. They have the like the soundboard and they hit it, and then there's a whole bunch of people, like a studio audience that claps.
We just did that.
Yeah, it's very easy.
But
I
no,
have that
'cause
on my-
there's many
I have that on
Kevins
my
down
stream
there.
deck as
Yeah.
well.
That's Nick's nightmare down there. All these Kevins around him, but then it's just one clap. The claps aren't unmuted. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
My
I'd
favorite
kill
thing-
myself. No joke. If I saw that coming toward me, I'd be like, I wanna live in the world.
No more.
Now, when you say if you saw that coming towards you, do you mean small, a dozen small Kevins, or do you just mean a dozen Kevins? Period.
Just either take
Okay.
A or B. Call him A or call him B. I see.
How about this?
a dozen-
What if it was just Kevin and his sexy younger brother Spencer coming at you?
That's fine because Spencer is fine. I'm fine with Spencer. But if it was 12 Kevins and one Spencer, I'd be like, Spencer, I'm sorry you have to see this. Because there's no way. Because I know that by the time I see the 12 Kevins, he's already had a plan to kill me. He's already got a plan to take
Greg
me
is
down.
laughing
I don't
so
want to be around for that.
12 plans.
The 12 Kevins. You have to call this episode the nightmare that is the 12 Kevins.
Hey, Greggy. Hey, Greggy.
Wow, that was
So
bad.
close.
Follow your
That was
medicine.
bad one.
Follow
Oh,
up with
God.
medicine.
I'm impressed
just-
that Kevin hasn't used that power for evil yet. Like it's so far, at least as far as I've seen, it's only been claps. Because I would assume Kevin would be booing us whenever we say things he doesn't like, which is quite often.
It's,
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm
it's
talking
a
about?
very simple thing to set up. So
Well, I would
Kevin,
say- I would
you can
say-
get that going.
Yeah, I would wait. Can I wager a guess as to why he doesn't do that more often? Is because he's so tired of listening to us by this point. He just kind of zones out and waits for the hot words to pop in, like "What's up, everybody? Okay, we're starting the show," and then like, "It's been our pleasure to serve you." Done. We're done.
Zone out. Yeah.
We're
zone
out.
out in between.
I'm like, how close am I to that, Kev?
I mean, that's not wrong. If I'm, that's not wrong.
I'll never forget when
Can we
I had
all-
to like sit in for a second to listen to a games cast, and I was like, "Oh my god, we put Kevin through this all." No offense to game, no disrespect to games cast.
No,
I didn't mean it
no.
like that. I just mean like it's such a nuanced conversation that it's almost and
It's
it's like
not
warm back there, and you
nuanced.
just want to go to sleep. It's nice.
Paula
Wait,
keeps
hold on.
waking me
I have a
up,
question,
and
Kev.
it's upsetting.
Oh,
What?
Kevin,
Yeah, what?
is it live when you do it, or is that like a pre-recorded thing you made?
No, that's live.
Yeah, okay,
It's a
that's
bunch of
fine.
cameras.
Yeah. Andy
Cool,
keeps
right.
saying
So you-
it's
you-
not
you
hard to
could
do.
live
It's
do it.
not. Wasn't your idea though, Andy? That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? You
No, I'm
didn't
talking
do
about
it.
the sound stuff.
Oh,
Get that burn,
sorry.
Andy. Holy shit! Whoa!
Andy, stop,
Whoa.
drop, and roll. Andy, stop, drop, and roll, because you just got
Rub
burned
on your
bad, dude.
nipples.
Fuck you coming at me for, dog? I
What's
want
up,
to
dude?
point
You
out.
trying to make
I
some
wanna-
shit happen or what?
I want to point out Nick drinking his soda with ice with a straw as if we're at Burgermeister right now. So, like he just looks like you look like you're having the best time ever right now, Nick.
Real talk. My wife likes straws. I know we're not supposed to have straws. We don't. It's like illegal now. They're outlawed. They're like contraband. You have to like dig through the back bin. You have to like
smuggle
know
them in
someone
your
at
asshole.
Target to get the straws. Yeah, like I pay like $20 per straw, and I'm like, let me get one of these. She likes to have a straw every now and again in a beverage. I, of course, have now become addicted to straws. I go through at least one a day. It's very bad for the environment. Very bad.
Now, are you going to get a reusable straw?
No, God, I hate that. I don't like the way the hardness feels on my teeth. Part of the fun of the straw is that you can bite it a little bit, and
Sure.
get a little
Yeah.
like this, like a little nibble. You know,
Yeah, I can see that.
Mhm.
That seems like a lot of fun.
get it done. It's pretty
Yeah.
fun. You want me to ship you some straws? I know a guy.
Well,
I got
no,
a
I
guy.
Yeah, straw guy.
feel like you could just
Yeah,
come over
straw
and
guy.
give me the straws. You know what I mean?
Can I ask a question? That's
Yeah,
not
sorry,
related
Nick
to this
Scarpino for
straw
Kind of
related thing. What do we feel about the Bill and Ted's trailer? Because I finally watched it. How do we feel about this? Where's it going? Where's it going to go? We're
I
on
just
call.
love it. Well, let me do the intro. We'll get to that. All right. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week for sometimes 5. Best friends gather around this table, each coming to bullshit with you about whatever it is they want to bullshit about. Maybe it's Bill and Ted, maybe it's straws. If you like that, God knows why. Go to patreon.com/kindafunny. You can get this show ad-free. You can watch it as we record it live, just like Kyle Fedenu. I've never heard of this man. Joe Mertens, never heard of him. Mike L, never heard of him. Huh? Joe
Mert, cousin of Bert,
Joe
Bert Meg.
That's how cousins work.
Bert Meg's Gertin over there. You can also get it with the exclusive post show we do each and every week. That's all on patreon.com/kindafunny. We love and appreciate you. Even if you think we're just doing a good job and you don't want to use any of the perks, toss us a buck. See what happens. You'll get Greg away. That's what happens. If you have no bucks tossed our way, though, it's no big deal. You can get the show for free on youtube.com/kindafunny and podcast services around the globe each and every week. You got to do the ads, though. No post show. Andy won't pray for you. Thank you.
You won't be in my thoughts.
Can you imagine going and doing the Patreon producer tier and just being like, I love them. I want to support them this way. And then when Greg goes to read your name, he laughs for 10 minutes. Just how weird that must have been for Bert Meg.
He loved it and then just never came back.
As far as we know, Bert and Meg not in the community anymore. Not a fan of us.
And nor should he be. I support whatever community he is a part of now.
Speaking of, let's thank our Patreon producers. We got Mohammed, a.k.a. Momo, Cameron Reagan, Kieran O'Donnell, Steve Powers, Julian the Gluten-Free Gamer, Delaney Twinning, Lee Polero, Dr. Farmer Mike, and then Connor Nolan, a.k.a. Connor Dowell. Remember?
Of course.
Oh, no.
No, Connor Dowell. Remember?
So I said Kono, but if you're saying Connor Dowell, we could go Kodo.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll love that.
A nickname based on a nickname.
You see what I mean? Like, this guy was like, I'm going to help support these. And now they're just making a different name. It's not his name.
Yeah.
Listen,
I don't understand.
Here's the thing. You know what I mean? When you become a Patreon producer, you know what you're getting in for, all right? It's like sitting in the front row at a comedy show. It's like being Ice-T's personal driver, all right? You know what
I was wondering what the second example was going to be.
I wanted to say Andrew Dice Clay, but I got hung up, and I was like, Ice-T's driver.
That would have made so much more sense. You smelling your dog?
Kev, you good? What happened?
Wait, what? Me? What happened? What? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm playing with some other stuff.
Oh,
yeah. That's the preview screen.
Okay.
The other dog's outside. He's fine. Let him be a dog, I say. You know what I mean? For too long, Andy, people have been taking chimpanzees and putting them in suits. Let him roam the streets.
What's crazy is the chimps know how to tie their own ties.
That's not the
Here's the thing. Tim knows it better than anybody. Tim knows it better than anybody, right? There's that razor's edge, right? Where you can do too many shows and either your performance will suffer or you'll be fucking Michael Jordan out here.
You're fucking Jordan right now.
Just watching him go out of the park, and I am on fire.
Never seen Greg Miller, Michael Jordan. It's usually the other side of it. This is show number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for you today.
Yeah,
we have a 3-show rule, and even that's like a
2 is what you want, 3 is the max, and then when you get to 5, apparently though, you find I'm on fire. I'm like
NBA that second hump.
Yeah, this is my favorite Greg though. I love Goofy Greg.
Me too.
I like when Greg laughs at everything because then my jokes get like 1% funnier, and I feel good about myself.
The funniest thing was that Greg was on Jack Patillo's show today, a show that I was asked to be on as well for today. And Jack asked, "Hey man, what do you feel about doing my show?" And I was like, I can't. We do podcasts at 3 p.m. Can't do it. I look, and I'm like, oh, okay. Greg's on the show now. We're just moving.
Turns out when you're the boss, you can take the podcast that's supposed to be from 2 to 4 and just put it at 5. Put it at 5:30. It used to be 2 to 4. It used to be 2 to 4 back in the day.
But now, we need time to eat.
Podcasting till 11 o'clock at night. Pretty soon it's going to be tomorrow.
Guys, here, you know what, Nick? Here's what I'm going to give you a homework assignment. It's kind of a history lesson too. Go talk to a Quaker, all right, and ask them, how they live their life and how they get the job done. If the sun is up, guess what? They're out there in the fields because that's what they do. Sun's down, they're back home. We work we live and sleep in the field now.
We do it
All
all.
right,
We
your
sleep in
house is
the
the
field now.
field.
Mhm.
Just what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do tonight? Eat dinner with your wife? Talk to your wife? I saved you.
I got
from
nothing
that,
to do.
right?
I gotta watch The Wrong Missy. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. I gotta watch that Netflix
Great.
movie with
What is that?
Nick,
Dude, Lauren Lapkus, man, she's phenomenal. I haven't
Is
seen
that
this
the girl
movie.
on that?
Yeah, she's funny as hell.
Nick,
Yeah,
you're in for a hell of a ride. This movie is made for you.
You duped me, Kevin.
I
I know.
I didn't
watched
put
it.
Missy, wrong Missy in there, but I
Was that
enjoyed the
choice?
shit out of every minute that I watched,
Okay,
regardless
well, I'm
of
gonna
what
watch
Paula
it tonight.
says.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Today we're brought to you by Sun Soil, but I'll tell you about Sun Soil later. For now, Nick, you had a question about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Did you guys watch the trailer?
I did.
No,
Because I think it looks perfect. I think it's going to be a great movie. It also may be just like one of those what we're talking about, where it's like maybe they barely had enough money to finish it, but I'm pretty excited about it.
When did you last watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Last year.
I watched it, I want to say for the first time as an adult, all the way through,
Really?
unedited, the other day with Jen. And let me tell you, that is not a good movie.
Really? I think
I did
it holds up as just a fun, silly like movie, like an 80s movie to me.
It's I mean, for sure. It's a
Yeah.
silly 80 movie for sure. But it was that thing of watching it where I was just like, I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, when did they meet? Joan of Arc, I remember being a big part of this. And then they just go on this like montage tear of getting everybody.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I thought they took them to the mall, but they only have 3 hours until their presentation. Now they're at the mall for no reason.
Bro, they go to the mall. If you made a movie that happened in the 80s and you didn't go to the mall, you're getting defunded. That's how it's going to go.
Sure.
You know, the studio's going to yank that shit. And that's why mall rats happened there. It was supposed to be called parking lot rats, but they decided to change it.
People like to go to the movie and see themselves in it. And the
Nick, this
malls
is
were
just
such
your
a big
second show today. You know,
I'm tired.
what's your excuse?
I was editing all last night, editing all Sunday.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm throwing shit at a wall right now. But I love Bill and Ted because because it plays so fast and loose with the rules of time travel. There's just a moment where the writers couldn't think of a way for them to solve a problem. So the two characters just look at each other and go, "Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll just steal the keys in the future and use the time machine to come back and put the keys here in this bush." And then they reach back and the keys are there. And it never shows them doing that action.
I love
You
that.
don't need
Just go do it.
later.
It's
It
brilliant.
doesn't matter.
That's a cool idea. That's cool, time travel.
Yeah.
I'm sick of all these people going back and giving Benjamin Franklin penicillin or whatever. I want to see something cool like this where you use it that way.
Yeah.
You've become unhinged, and I respect it.
Now, here's the other thing. I don't
Unhinged.
think I've ever watched. I think I maybe saw on Fox 32, suburbs of Chicago, the made-for-TV ending of Bogus Journey. I never went and watched Bogus Journey because I
Wait,
didn't
what?
like the idea that Bill and Ted had to deal with death. All right.
Yeah.
No, hold on, hold
Come
on.
on,
What are you
Nick.
talking about? The made-for-TV ending? What are you talking about?
Well, he's me the
No, when
TV.
movies get edited down or put on, your network television. Fox 32 would have, occasionally a movie on there. I think I saw Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, the ending of it, on there once. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Got it.
I've
Okay,
never
I thought
seen
you were
Bogus
saying that
Journey.
on TV it had a different ending than the actual.
No. I did. It's funny you say this. I'm starting to think you're taking up space here, looking through some files when I'm sleeping. But this morning in the shower, I was thinking about the Ashton Kutcher movie, Butterfly Effect. Remember that?
Mhm.
Different.
Saw that
theatrical
movie in
ending.
theaters, dude.
Ethan Suplee was in that one.
Sure. Amy Smart, too, from Road Trip.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was the movie that ended Ashton Kutcher's career.
What's the
They
name
were
of the
like,
girl
well,
that got
that's it.
kidnapped? Was it not? Is something smart?
It was Amy Smart, too.
Oh.
No. Same name.
Holy
huh?
No, Elizabeth Smart. Elizabeth
Okay,
Smart.
all right.
Oh, you mean in like
Kevin,
real life?
Kevin, you were onto something there, though.
Is Amy Smart Elizabeth Smart? Are they the same person?
Why did you like the new Bill and Ted's trailer?
It's very nostalgic for me, and I'm happy that they're doing it. And man, they look really old, but
Yep.
I think we need an end to that. We deserve, as fans, we deserve a fitting
We need
end.
more.
Do they ever
We do.
get to go play the song? How do they do it? And in this one, spoilers, they get a genius idea where they're like, hey, it's been like 20 years. We haven't figured out what the song is that's going to unite the entire world and bring us and usher in a new era of basically a utopia. So why don't we just go to the future and listen to the song and then bring the song back and play it for everyone? And it's genius. Again, playing super fast and loose with the idea of time travel, which is why Bill and Ted's so fun. It's silly. It's just goofy. It's like if a child wrote a time travel movie.
It's a bootstrap theory, though. So, like, it's a well-known theory in time travel mythology.
What's the bootstrap theory?
does that mean?
There, Kevin, let's
And
hear
where
it.
it's like, you create a loop. Like, so when Bill and Ted needed to get the key, they got it in the future came and dropped it off. So it's like it never happened on its own. So it only happened because of the time travel.
Because of the future. Yeah, I see. So, I see what you're saying.
Terminator at the end of Terminator 3 when they put the virus in Skynet.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Kevin, how many theories are there? How many theories are there?
6.
There's the bootstrap theory. There's 6 theories.
He just made that up. And
I know. I want you to name all of them. Name all 6.
There's
Kev.
bootstrap theory. There's Puss in Boots theory.
No, it's the shoe theory, pant theory, the underwear theory,
lying.
the button-down shirt theory,
You've
and
gone
the
off
hat
the
theory.
rail. Hat theory would have been fine. I would have bought that, but underwear theory, nobody.
So
Aston Kutcher's not going to make that into a movie.
Nick, I want to keep you updated on things because I know you don't ever check Twitter or do anything. But on Kind of Funny Games Daily today, at some point, Fran said the word pussy a lot.
I heard about this,
and I told you about that. But what you didn't hear is his response back to me tweeting about this. And he says, "Look, there's a pussy puzzle that needs solving. I'm just saying, I feel confident I can do it." No, I just feel
man, I'll tell you what. I don't know in like what context he's using the word pussy for, but I don't like any of it. I don't like any context. A. B. If I had a pussy, whether it was a part of my anatomy or a small animal, I would not let Fran near it or solve anything that had to do with this pussy conundrum or whatever he called it. What do you call it? The pussy puzzle?
Pussy puzzle.
Yeah, if I had a pussy puzzle, Fran would be the last person I'd want to solve it. Not because I don't think he'd be delicate, but just because he would take forever to figure it out.
He would. Wait, so you think he would be delicate?
I think he'd definitely be delicate. You ever seen Fran manhandle something? He's impossible. He smells like sweet things, if you know what I mean. He gets it done.
Andy's face once again, star of the show, just responding to things. Oh man, I love it. I love everything about it.
What was that in context to the pussy patrol? What is it?
It was a game. Pussy puzzle.
Okay. Pussy puzzle.
They thought they had you, because it's like, oh man, this is gonna be a hot game, and then it was just cats. It was just cats, and looked bad.
Usually is.
Do you guys remember what was that? The cat app. Remember the cat app? That was the best thing ever.
We just had the different cats and
you take a picture and just put cats in it.
It was so I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're kidding.
Remember Cash Cats? Nick?
Remember Cash Cats?
Cash Cats is an Instagram that I think it got killed for some reason, but where every day they would just post pictures with different cats sitting on tons of money.
That's so funny.
Nice.
It was genius.
Instagram's weird sometimes, like why would you do that?
Because people, if it works, and they're geniuses, and they make thousands of dollars because they have pictures of cats and a stack of cash. Bring your cat over here. Let's put on the cash.
Speaking of Instagram, I'm still blinking green, by the way. I thought I fixed all this. I thought I fixed it today after the show.
You didn't.
Maybe if you put another bottle of Evian water out, it would fix it.
You fucking on. You're on.
Jesus. Kev, I sent you something to assets.
Is it Cash Cats? Because I already have
the
Instagram open too.
Yeah, it's up. It's still up.
I want to see Cash Cats. Greg, I want to hear that app up, right? That was an app where you could put big old fat cats in pictures of people, put them on their head, put them in there.
I thought you were going. There was a game right where you had a bunch of cats that did stuff.
I remember there was just for a minute there was. All of my friends and all my family had this cat app where you would just take a picture of someone and then text it.
Do that.
You would text it to everyone else except for that person. We would all just laugh and they would never know what was going on.
155,000 followers, bro.
Mm-hmm. Look at the bio. About that life since 2011. These fucking cats, dude.
The one on the bottom right's making me smile.
Yeah. You think? Is this user submitted content, or did they just withdraw $1,000 in cash and then just took it around to their friends' cats?
It's got to be user submitted. How many cats do you have? How many fucking friends do you have that have this?
Did you hear me just fucking say? Yeah, you take it around. Oh, here's the thing about if you're a cat person.
How many friends you have?
Cat person, you're surrounded by cat people.
You got 1.3 million Twitter followers right now. Tweet out, hey, who's got a cat?
Exactly.
Who's got a cat? I got to put
it out right now.
Okay, hold on, real quick. I want to get to whatever Andy was driving about Instagram, but before then, we do now have the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to start the next great social media venture. What do we want to do to combat this? You make a good point, Nick. You make a great point, Nick. We got a whole bunch of followers. If we say we want to see fucking pigs and party hats, right? We can get some images of pigs and party hats. Put them on Instagram. We're pigs and party hats. You know what I mean?
just don't think pigs are easily accessible.
Pigs might be a tough get.
You underplay how many people listen to us while doing farm work.
I mean, it's true. It's true. Remember
At
all
least
those
4 of
Quakers?
them.
You ever talk to a Quaker?
See, this is our field, Andy.
It's true.
Because
So
I'm
think
thinking,
about it.
More people would probably have dogs. Odds
Hey,
are.
here's-
But
I'm thinking of puppies on a Peloton. Puppies on Pelotons.
puppies on Pelotons. How about puppies on pillows? That's easy. Everyone's got a pillow.
That's
Pillow
pretty-
puppies.
It's definitely
Pillow
a little bit
puppies.
easier.
Is that a thing?
No, but
Pound
pillow
puppies.
puppies. It sounds like a brand. It sounds like cash
Sounds great.
cats.
Oh, pillow puppies. Let's do it. Let's start. Tim, start the Instagram feed. Kevin, put Cecil on a pillow. Take a picture. Greg Portillo, Andy, get on a pillow, and let's go.
I just feel like puppies on pillows
We
isn't.
can't see your dog.
God damn it!
It looks like he's just
Yeah.
got,
Oh,
he's
look
got
at
the
how
torso
big.
of the dog.
That dog got big. He's so big, Kevin.
I know.
There's something here. We need to figure it out. You know what I
Pillow
mean?
puppies. It's great. It's like pound
It
puppies.
isn't that great because it's just puppies on a pillow.
Yeah, but what's cuter than puppies on a
This
pillow?
is just cats on cash.
Puppies
Yeah,
on a
that's
Peloton.
different. That's not something you see when
It's
you have.
evocative.
I already see Portillo on a fucking
All right.
pillow all the time.
I got it, guys. Porcupines on pennies.
Porcupines.
It's not terrible. I understand where we're going. Porcupine.
Porcupine.
They're harder to find. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Where do you think the closest porcupine is to
The
us?
zoo.
Are they at the zoo?
Such a fast answer.
There's
I
got to
mean-
be a couple floating around in Golden Gate Park, right? Aren't there buffalo
No
in that park?
way. Yeah, there's
buffalo.
bison.
No, there's porcupine.
There's got to be
Are
porcupines somewhere
are porcupines like native to California?
I have no idea, but
Yeah,
I don't understand the
so-
porcupine at the zoo.
No, never mind.
What?
Now, hold on a second. We also got pretty. This is an interesting idea too. Porcupinefinder.com,
Uh-huh.
where you
Okay.
put it in and it tells you how close you are to a porcupine.
Porcupine.
Now, there's the problem of wild porcupines. That would be the issue, right? A wild, we're not going to have the technology at launch to go tag them. However, if this was kind of like a voluntary gun registry, but for porcupines, we could definitely have a lot of people tell us
So
that
wait,
they have a porcupine.
so
Greg,
you're gonna
people would
you're
never
expecting-
do that, man. When
You're
the government
expecting-
comes after your porcupines, people are going
What's next? What's next?
See, for a
There's
second,
two
I thought
types
you-
of porcupines in the world. There's the
Hold on,
old
hold on.
world porcupines and the new world porcupines. So the old world live in Europe and Asia and most of Africa. They're very large. And then in the new world, they only chill in North America and northern South America. They live in wooded areas and can climb trees, where some species spend their entire lives. Can you imagine that? Porcupines just fucking chilling up in the trees? I would have never thought.
coming down.
Yeah. Why would they need
You
to?
figure they fall once in a while. They just fall down.
Wow, they're
I'm
living like
closing
the
these
elves up
McDonald's
there.
double tabs, and I'm looking to see if there's a porcupine in Golden Gate Park.
I'm
Dude,
good.
old world porcupines look freaking sick.
Those are
They just
cool.
have slick back hair.
Are there porcupines in San Francisco?
Kevin, can you Google old world porcupine? Is that what that is? Or is that a normal porcupine?
Not in the Bay Area. Okay.
Okay, we're
so-
safe.
okay.
We're safe.
Kevin,
short
So again,
answer-
the zoo.
It says the short answer to the first part of the question is yes, they do, but they are very rare. And because they are most likely nocturnal, we don't often see them. I have encountered them only a few times in my life in New Mexico and Canada, but not in the Bay Area.
if you type porcupine in, one of the first questions to come up is, do they shoot their quills like arrows?
Mhm.
They do not.
Oh,
They
that's
do easily fall out.
Is that just like a fake thing then? I always thought that at least a couple
It's a
of
video game
species
thing.
ejected them. It's a video game
It's
thing.
cool.
Can you
looking.
believe when you go to the zoo website, isn't a button that just is like animals? That's like a roster of animals you have. Like, you know what I mean?
Give me an index.
I'm not trying to fucking drag my family there. Fucking other animal
There's
talks
gotta
and
be
feed them.
there has to be a porcupine at the San Francisco.
You got to sue the zoo's just like, we got animals.
No, see, okay. So first off,
What
you know
kind?
what?
Bring your family. Come
I'm
find
sorry.
out.
Credit where credit's due. The animals button is actually the second button. I just missed it. You know, when you click on it, this is what happens: amphibians, birds, invertebrates, mammals, reptiles, sculptures. I'll click. I'll bite. I'll click on mammals. All right, and then I gotta scroll around here.
Sculpture.
See, this is what I do. I click on mammals. All it says is African lion. That's it. I got nobody else to click on here. You telling me that all you have? No, there's a whole
They
bunch.
got
of
monkeys for sure. They got a monkey cage.
Yeah, they got hella monkeys.
I'm just telling you how the website
zoo here
works.
sucks. Right? The zoo here sucks.
It's all right.
I thought the zoo
No,
here sucked.
the zoo here
You
is
can
really
drink
good. It's like
You drinking
famous, right?
Oh, the aquarium.
San
Famous
Diego.
the tiger killed that kid.
No,
but
well,
other than that, yeah.
the San Diego one is really famous.
The aquarium sucks though, right?
No, the aquarium's cool too.
What, the Academy of Sciences?
Yeah,
Oh, that's dope as
dope.
shit. No, that's cool.
yeah, they got an
We
alligator
did
in the
kind of
middle
funny
of
live
it.
there, remember?
Andy, you
white
ever
alligator.
seen it? It's white
They got a what there?
alligator.
Oh,
A white
albino.
alligator.
Yeah, the albino one. Yeah,
Pink
Yeah.
eyes.
If
I've
you-
always, I love me a good zoo. I love me an aquarium, but I always thought the ones here were lesser in quality.
I think
That's
it's.
rude.
You
I
probably
think
have
it's.
some
rude.
cool shit in Texas.
I think it's because like we have like world best like close by. Like Monterey's aquarium is the world's
That's true.
one of the
Yeah, Monterey's
top
is
ones.
awesome.
And then San Diego, which is far away, but it's on this coast. And I feel like when it comes to zoos, like that's pretty close, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so I'm seeing the porcupines are in the Bay Area.
Whoa.
Bay
Oh,
Nature
fuck.
magazine in 2018 says, "Do porcupines live in the Bay Area? They're scattered throughout California, including the Bay Area, but they're absent from the Central Valley and deserts." I've never seen one myself, so I don't know. But there was a mountain lion in Daly City yesterday.
Oh, man, this is, it's rough times when the zoo's phone number's disconnected.
Well, they're
Yeah.
probably not there, Greg, because no one's allowed to go to the zoo right now.
You're right. I'm sorry. How didn't I think of that? I'm sure they just opened all the cages and walked out during the quarantine. They're there, Nick. Somebody's feeding them. All right. There isn't an orangutan walking
Greg,
out
that's-
giving
It is too info line. They're not paying the $5 an hour employee to sit there and be like, someone's going to call one day and ask about the fucking lion.
Porcupine.
All right, fine. We'll tweet at them. Is that more to your liking?
I don't like any of this. I'll be honest.
Ask
with you. I
them
wanna get
if
back to
they
talking about
recommend that I
Valentine's.
go one day.
Okay.
Andy, I'll take you to the zoo. I love the zoo. I like animals. I'm never
I
quite
love the
prepared for
zoo.
the smell, though.
Are
I'll tell you
you
that.
aware, Andy, you can go for free because you're a San Francisco resident? Just so you know.
Wait.
There's a bunch of perks that you have for being a San Francisco resident, including going to the zoo for free.
So who pays?
Non-San Francisco residents.
Who
Dipshits.
goes to the zoo and comes to San Francisco? Or like who comes to
Eastbayers.
Anyone? Let's say there's a school in Daly City that's gonna go to the zoo. They bring all their kids.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you're missing out on the SF Zoo, dude. They got dope penguins. They got a
we
whole
got
little
those-
penguin area.
The penguin
have those
area is
same
dope. You
perks?
should Google it.
Do we have the same perks for like an Outback Steakhouse to get free
Mm.
dinner?
No.
I miss
Joey
Outback.
just texted us on KFAF Ideas that she wants us to go to the zoo and rank the animals.
That's
And
good.
again, I want everyone to know the zoo not open. We cannot go to the zoo. I guess we could go and just see
I
what
was going
happens.
to say, exactly. Here's what you do. Khaki shorts, khaki shirt. You work at the zoo now. Congratulations. You go in there, you're feeding them, all right?
Yeah.
The orangutan's walking you around teaching you how to. All right, here's what they tweet. Hey,
What's it
hey,
teaching me?
at
What's the
SFZ.
orangutan teaching me, Greg?
In the story I was telling earlier, he was the one who was feeding because all the humans were gone.
Okay.
Hey, at SFZ, we're on a podcast. Number one, do you have /many porcupines? S in parentheses. Number two, should at Maximo Cortez visit? And then parentheses, not dependent on porcupines.
Mm-hmm.
Tweeted. I need everybody who's watching live to go retweet that and heart it and talk about it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's see,
Greg.
here you go. Because, yeah, I'm looking at this 4 hours ago. They tweeted, "Welcome back to our Animal Resource Center." And it's a video of this woman with a fucking armadillo. So you're telling me right now, Nick, there's nobody there to answer the phones? They got a fucking camera crew with this woman saying, hey, here's a fucking armadillo.
You know what? I will concede that there might be a few people in the front office making sure that the ship still steers correctly, but more likely than not, it's just because you called after 5
Oh
o'clock.
my God,
I'm
Nick,
sure
they got a
it's-
video
I'm sure.
too of this. They got it looks like a red panda like enjoying ice.
Oh,
on
what
these
are we
hot
looking
days.
at, Kev? What are we looking at?
It's a porcupine eating some corn.
It's so cute.
Uh,
Too bad you can't pet him.
Hell no.
I
the-
think you just have to go with the quills.
you go with the quills. Kev, I sent you a video of this little girl just straight up like hugging this little fucker. Like, they don't care. It looks like it's a Russian video.
But is that like a Moana situation where like she's been raised with him her whole life, so like it doesn't affect her?
They know. Yeah.
Have you seen Moana?
Is the porcupine the ocean in Moana?
I mean, yeah, that and like she's on the island and stuff. Like, I mean,
Where the
There's also-
porcupines are.
Yeah.
No, I said like that. Like she's got her own animals and shit. Isn't there like a chicken and fucking crap? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, wait, is the chicken in Moana or is it in Coco?
The chickens in Moana.
Chickens in Moana, yeah.
Coco's the sad
Yo.
one, right?
Wait a minute. We figured this all out. Kev, I'm sending you a video right now.
Oh, shit.
Didn't you
Assets.
just send me this video? We're
I
not.
know I'm sending you a new video that solves all of our issues.
Screw this
Okay.
video, or
Yeah.
all right.
Is it an orangutan feeding the animals at the zoo?
Boom. There's Sassafras, the prehensile-tailed porcupine at the San Francisco Zoo.
Fuck yeah. When was this posted? Is Sassafras alive?
2012.
Well,
Oh,
I'll
shit.
I
check.
doubt Sassafras is alive.
Yeah, those numbers don't look great. Let me look
Man,
at the
Well, we don't
averages.
know how
It
long
looked like-
porcupines live.
This doesn't look like a real thing.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, that was it. Fuck. I need more angles.
You want to see that snout?
I wonder if we could ship a porcupine to Tim's house.
Oh my god! Look at this thing.
That's cute. It looks like it's got a
It
ball.
looks like a Mass Effect alien.
Yo, holy shit, guys. Sassafras is still alive. Definitely a little worse for wear.
What does that
He
mean?
he's seen some shit, dude. But yeah, he transferred to Camp Creek Run. They said, we'd like to introduce you to Sassafras, the North American porcupine, one of the newest additions to our team. She was acquired from another facility.
Not naming names.
They're not naming names,
SF
but
getting out of the fucking business of porcupines. They aren't a draw.
man, Sassafras.
Hard to believe they did this. Hard to believe they turned their back on him like that, you know?
Yeah.
After Sassafras puts in some of the best years of his life over there, her life over there, you know? And then what do they do? They cut and run.
I'm seeing this kind of interesting thing. Longevity. Porcupines have relatively high longevity and have held the record for being the longest living rodent, with one individual living for 27 years.
Okay, so
Wait, no.
Sassafras.
No, hold on. Until a record was broken in 2002 by a naked mole. A naked mole rat living 28 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Rufus, dude.
Now, here's where I'm getting ahead of myself. All right? But it's never too early to plan. Nick, this is where I need you, all right?
Okay, I'm
It
with you.
turns out the SF Zoo does events at the zoo. We can plan an event there. What if we did our holiday dinner this year at the zoo? If we're
I
out of
bet
quarantine and can do
It's
whatever.
gonna smell like ass, dude.
It smells so funky there, but I'm down.
Anywhere we go is going to smell like ass because we smell like ass. All
That's
right?
true. But I like the idea. I like this idea, Greg. I love the zoo. I like animals. But Andy's right. The smell is shocking at first. It's a little weird, but you get into it eventually. 'cause
Why
it's
are
like
you guys talking so much shit about someplace you clearly haven't been in a long time? The zoo is fantastic.
there.
It doesn't smell bad.
I'm not. No, yes, it does.
No.
When you get
Zoos
near the
in
pens,
general.
it's
If you
totally
go by the
not.
giraffes,
Farm
which they
animals-
don't let you feed anymore, it's a bummer.
Oh, that sucks.
Because he
But
took
no.
off some kid's arm.
Did you guys ever have? Did they have zoo keys at your zoos?
What's a zoo key?
Keys.
Zoo keys were animal-shaped keys for kids that I don't remember exactly what they did, but if memory serves correct, each little animal station had like a hole that you put the key in, and then it would like tell you
Oh.
facts about the animal.
No, that
So they were
sounds
like
awesome.
fun little
no.
like collectible things.
I've never
See,
heard of that.
Our collectible. Because were zoo keys free or do you have to buy them?
I'm
They
sure
buy
you
'em.
had to buy them.
So what was cool growing up in the burbs and every time you take a trip to the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago, right, is that they had those machines you'd walk over where you'd put in your money and then they would on the spot take like a block of plastic or whatever and mold it into a gorilla or whatever, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You ever seen this? Get like that, a bear or whatever. We'd all do that. And you'd come home with these little stupid statues for no reason.
I just remember.
Greg,
the
I just
things
sent
where-
you something I want you
remember
to
the things
read
with
to
the
us.
mouth.
Just
where you
me?
would pull,
Okay.
Yeah.
You would pull the trigger and the mouth would open up on the long sticks.
Kevin's mom bought us those when we were young, and at the playground there was a fence, and through the fence there was someone's backyard that had a lemon tree, and she didn't want to get caught stealing the lemons, so she had us steal the lemons with those things.
Really, that's really cool.
awesome.
I like that.
That's awesome.
Smart.
Tim has
really
sent
didn't
me.
want to.
Tim has sent me the Zuki Wikipedia, and he'd like me to read
The
from
origin,
it
at least.
to you. Is that okay with you, Nick?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Can we get inspirational music in the background?
Like for reals, or
Yeah, just like non-licensed piano music.
how do we?
Game of Thrones.
I was trying to do Lord of the Rings, but I couldn't remember it for a second. Okay, let me do it.
All right. So the origin of the
I couldn't
Zuki
hear what
reads
Greg
this:
was playing.
talking storybooks and magic keys were first used in Children's Fairyland in Oakland, California. Invented by Bruce Sedley, the original elephant-shaped novelty key was patented in 1960. And by the way, that's patent number 188,343. And the storybook system was patented again in 1962. For reference now, that's 2 years later. This is patent number 3 million and some change. On the 26th of August, 2009, Bruce Sedley, a.k.a. the Skipper, and his dapper puppet king...
This is why I wanted you to read it.
His dapper puppet friend, King Fuddle, handed out the monolith magic key to one golden child on Puppet Day.
To what? I'm sorry, to what?
I'll re-say it. It won't make any more sense. On the 26th of August, 2009, Bruce Sedley, a.k.a. the Skipper, and his dapper puppet friend, King Fuddle, handed out the millionth magic key to one golden child on Puppet Day.
I see. I heard gorgeous child.
As of late October 2012, Children's Fairyland began offering pewter and 23K gold-plated pewter magic keys, as well as the standard plastic magic key. I want to look at the source here for the Skipper picking his beautiful child.
His fucking dapper puppet friend, King Fuddle.
His gorgeous child.
Man, this beautiful child needs
Wait,
a golden key.
so is this connected to San Francisco Zoo keys?
Yeah, it must be, yeah, right?
All right.
I just
They
hate it
started
when,
in Oakland.
when
they
we
made
say
their
it,
way
it sounds
over.
like we're saying Zookies.
Oh, look. Hey, so
Oh my God.
Zookeys are in Cincinnati, Cleveland, Louisville, San Francisco, Oregon, Philadelphia, Detroit, Bel Isle, and Oakland.
Kevin, nobody look at what Kevin shows until Kevin's ready to show it. But it is from the Children's Fairyland Facebook page here, and this is what King Fuddle looks like. King Fuddle is a horrific fucking ventriloquist dummy who picks out the most beautiful, supple child. Apparently, that's what King Fuddle is doing.
What the fuck is dapper about him?
Greg, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Which one of them eats the kid? Is it the dummy or is it the old
Dummy
guy?
does, and like the guy tries to stop him, but he can't.
He just starts gnawing at that poor kid. Like, oh, this
It looks like Team America.
Yeah.
Like that. Those strong eyebrows. Such strong facial features.
Oh man.
weird as shit, dude. Weird as shit.
And Joey slacked me to bring something up that I doubt many of you know, but are you guys familiar with the pink popcorn?
We talked about the pink popcorn.
Yeah, I've
before.
heard of it.
Yeah, I think we talked about this when Andy was talking about the pickles in the movie theater.
Yeah,
being a region specific thing. Yeah, in the Bay Area, the key thing of the zoo is the zoo keys and these like chunks of pink popcorn that would be like put together into a
like a Rice Krispie treat.
a Rice Krispie treat
Yeah.
type thing. Yeah, there we go. And that shit was good.
I never
dude, you gotta make
noticed.
some water to the zoo.
I never noticed how disturbing the imagery is of children rubbing their genitals against corn kernels.
I have
You know?
never. I don't know what the fuck this is.
It's
This is so weird to
Andy.
me.
It is fantastic. You
It's sweet
you would love
popcorn.
it.
So when
No,
Kevin
I
said
hate
that,
sweet
when,
popcorn. I hate sweet popcorn.
No, but it's not like the movie theater sweet popcorn. It's like it's more delicate.
It's definitely worse than movie theater sweet popcorn.
I've never been more disappointed than when I go to a relative's house or I'm kind of out of my element and I'm not really aware of my surroundings, but it's like, oh, time to make popcorn time for the movie time or whatever. And I make a thing of popcorn and it's kettle corn. I just can't. I didn't know it until I tasted it. That's
what
the
do
most.
you got against
disappoint-
kettle corn? What's
That's
wrong
the
with
most
kettle corn?
disappointing thing ever. Because when you expect regular popcorn and it's kettle corn, it's
Sure, but
just
don't
such
you-
a bummer.
Don't you smell the thing before it goes into your mouth? Like it's
No, dude.
clearly kettle corn.
Nah, man. I like the smell. I've never really been able to differentiate kettle corn from.
You gotta have
normal
your smell
popcorn.
your smeller checked out.
I found
Because
I
it's
found more about King Fuddle.
King
It
Fuddle's
just
terrifying.
if I wasn't swearing to you on Portillo's life that it's real, that what I'm about to read you is real, you would think I was making it up as I read it. All right. This is eastbaytimes.com, August 13th, 2009. It's by Martin Snap, a columnist. It's called Return of King Fuddle. That's the headline, right? This is the opening paragraphs. Hey, boys and girls, guess who's coming back to town? Skipper Sedley, and he's bringing King Fuddle with him. For those who didn't grow up around here, Bruce Skipper Sedley and his puppet sidekick King Fuddle were stars of children's television in the Bay Area during the 1950s and early 60s. From 1957 to 1960, they hosted the Popeye cartoon show on Channel 4. Then they hosted Three Stooges program on Channel 2 from 62 to 64, with Skipper's name changed to Sir Sedley. King Fuddle actually started life as Professor Fuddle, a weather forecaster who was never right on Sedley's radio show on Crow. Nick and Nude Nick Sedley. Oh, that was the show. Radio show. Nick and Nude Nick. Sedley was Nude Nick, replacing the original Nude Nick, the late Don Sherwood.
They got a lot of branding problems here, man.
They got a lot of branding. In 1957, they're talking about some other shit. A few months later, Sedley visited Children's Fairyland in Oakland, where he saw coin-operated record players playing nursery rhymes. He was told that they were always breaking down, so he suggested a new state-of-the-art technology called the tape recorder. Using a repeating loop tape, he invented Fairyland's celebrated talking storybooks activated by the magic key that the children inserted at the lock and turned. Quote, "There is no doubt that the magic key is the single most enduring icon that we have at the park," said Fairyland's executive director, C.J. Hirschfield. "I constantly hear from 30, 40, and 50-somethings, I still have my key. And I always reply, and it still works." Professor Fuddle's name was promptly changed to King Fuddle of Fairyland, and Sedley began promoting Fairyland on his show. He gave away magic keys as prizes, did personal appearances and remote broadcasts from the things, and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Eventually, he realized technology could be used for wider applications, so he invented the magnetic security card keys that are used in hotels and parking lots.
He
The first
invented
card
that?
keys
What was
were
the patent
made.
number for that one?
They don't have. This is not the Wikipedia. The first
Have
card
you-
keys were made in his kitchen using a pasta roller he bought in North Beach. Paragraph all by itself, one line. Nowadays, he lives in Hong Kong. Moving on. But he and King Fuddle were back in Fairyland on August 29th.
Hong Kong has looser restrictions on relationships you can have with.
God damn it.
Nope, don't go too far.
But he and King Fuddle will be back at Fairyland on August 29th for Puppet Day, where they'll present a ceremonial 1 millionth magic key to some lucky child.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I bet that. Hopefully, that lucky child's not in Thailand or some other place.
Have you heard of Fairyland before?
I've never heard
No.
of Fairyland now.
Fairyland's one of the places, you know, in Figueroa, there's the Figueroa, there's the wallpaper, and I have too. Like Fairyland's one of the places on it.
Did you ever
And-
go?
No, Gia used to go when she was little. It's a
Was she ever the golden
terrifying
child?
place. No, she was never the golden child. Not that I know of, at least.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I'm googling Fairyland Oakland because I'm so
Yeah,
confused by all.
If you
of
look
this.
up Fairyland Oakland, it is just like it's not an amusement park and it's not a mini golf course, but it kind of looks like it's trying to
kinda
be.
Yeah, there's this place back home
Oh,
that
wow.
was called Mr. Funds, which is very similar to this.
Kev, try to pull up the just image search Oakland Fairyland, and like there's like the whale that's freaking terrifying.
Is this
The whale
it?
is in
Am
the,
I
is in
right?
the Fiorella art.
Oh, I see the whale. I see the whale. There's a family getting engaged, or like there's a wedding. There's a wedding photo.
Yeah, I don't know why your pictures look like that, Kev. Just
Hold on.
Google Oakland Fairyland, and then hit images.
Yeah, there's like a
I
man and a
couldn't see it.
wife getting married in front of this big scary whale with eyebrows. The whale's got eyebrows.
Yeah, his name's Willie. Oh
I
man,
like learning about.
Oh my god.
things.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's cute.
I don't think it's that scary looking.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cute.
it is. Yeah, it is. That's scary looking. If you're a kid and your parents are like, "Go in its mouth. We're gonna take a picture," you're scared.
motherfuckers
for
getting
sure.
tetanus at this place, like for sure.
I guess there's a part of me that would think that this thing would come alive at any given moment.
I see one picture where there's just homeless tents right behind one of those whales. It's just a shit ton of tents. This place is terrifying. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
In 1983, he moved his business and factory to Hong Kong, China. Factory produces around 50,000 keys a month.
Why the fuck are we still reading about this guy? What is happening?
It seems that there's something darker at play here. Like,
Greg's
why-
trying to get to the bottom of King Fuddle's secrets.
No, but I agree, because why would it just seems like leaving to China is such a drastic.
Drastic
It's
move.
like in
mean,
Ozark when they leave
follow me
to
on this.
Missouri.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense because he saw. I mean, he
No extradition.
he was like, "Oh, this key's great," and it does this thing. And then he's like, "Wait, I could turn this into a magnetic key lock system, sell that to hotels, and make millions of dollars." I have to go because like the factory produces around 50,000 keys a month. That was whenever his obituary was written in 2012. So like, But he went there for 25 years, lived in Hong Kong. Making
Wait, so
hotel
he's
keys.
not coming on August.
Well, that was from the date the article was written. I don't think he's he's not like Santa. He doesn't come every August 29th. Maybe he does now that he's still. What is Fairyland still open? I missed that part of the story.
Yeah, I mean it's still there. I don't know.
It'd be cooler if
like,
it was closed and it was like, rumor has it,
Yeah.
every August 29th, Skipper's Ghost and fucking King Friday, or whatever this thing's name was, come and take a golden child.
That's funny. Oh man,
There's still more to it than it. Anything? I'm sorry, you were saying
it looks like it's
something
still
on
there.
Instagram?
I was saying something on Instagram. Oh yeah, I got Instagram algorithm pretty hard this past week
Where it
on
listened to
two
you?
separate occasions. One occasion were these plant-based chicken nuggets. And the brand is called Nuggs. And it's just one of these like startup sort of things. It's like, check out these nuggets. You know, they're more healthy for you. But if you go to the website,
What's the website?
Eat Nuggs, Nuggs.
go to bignuggs.com and see what happens. Can you do that for me?
It seems like I'm in dangerous
So
territory
it's like
here.
a chicken nugget simulation, and
Find
it's
a
like,
Big
all right.
Nuggs.
And it says one of the taglines says kills you slower. Nuggs 1.6 contains 15 grams of protein, about 50% more than animal base, 10 grams of fat, about 40% less than animal base, and are also cholesterol free. And I got algorithm, and I was like, I'll try these plant-based nuggets out, because it seems like all the young folks on these photos are
Everybody
having
in these
a
ads
good
look hot,
time.
yeah.
They're having a good time with these nuggets. And actually, I was thinking, should I pop some in the oven right now?
Hell
And
yeah,
just
man.
go do a taste test?
Nug it up, Andy.
You
Like,
guys
yeah,
will be
Please
happy
do.
to know that.
I want you to know I made oven nuggets today. Not these ones. I made the everyday 365 whatever ones. They were delicious.
It'll probably take like 15 or 20 minutes or
Now,
something.
did you see at the bottom here? It says send 5 free nugs to someone you heart. And they need my Instagram handle and then their phone number. Nick, what's your phone number?
Tim, what's your phone number?
If you scroll all the way
Should I
down,
send it to the zoo?
there's patch notes.
Yes.
Did you see this, Andy?
Oh,
There's patch
wow.
notes. Nuggs operates like a software company. Nuggs are continuously updated by our team of food scientists. Latest release, Nuggs 1.6. Nuggs 1.6 implements advanced 3D flavor technology to enable a more accurate chicken simulation.
Various texture improvements. So I got algorithmed one there.
Yeah.
I also got algorithmed by sort of a For Hims type company that targets people who have ADHD. Do you have ADHD? Consult with the doctor. Take this test. Let's find out. And I know that I've got fucked up issues. Like my brain's just weird as hell, and I know that. So I was like, sure, I'll take this test. Let me take this test and see what it says about me. And good Lord, every one of these questions was just so on the money. Every one of these questions was kind of like, it was eye-opening by the end of this test to see, like,
With one of them, you stay up till 4 in the morning playing video games.
are you constantly shaking your legs, whether in bed or in a seated position? Do you have trouble sleeping at night? Are you constantly worrying, even if you have nothing to worry about? Do you find things to worry about? It's like everything that sort of I don't know, every anxiety-based problem I've ever had was on this quiz. And so I'm looking into it because I really would love to get some. And like, do you have trouble focusing on things? Do you have trouble? Are you easily distracted? All these issues were on there, and I hope to finally maybe get to the bottom of this shit and try to get help, because I know Carboni goes through the same stuff, and Carboni takes ADHD medicine, and I'm kind of interested in that as well, just because I know I get so easily distracted. It's so hard for me to stay focused on anything, man.
Keep us updated.
That's cool. You're doing something. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that a lot of people talk about that kind of stuff.
Big transition. Because last time we were talking about nugs, like vegan nugs or whatever, and I came back and Andy's talking about something very serious.
Why? Because
In a lot of ways, we still are.
I got algorithm twice, Nick. So the first time was Instagram ad. The second was an Instagram ad about ADHD medicine. Very similar to like a For Hims type company of do this consultation online, talk with a doctor. You'll have an in-person, or not an in-person interview, but a webcam interview. And so I set up an appointment to talk about my possible ADHD, but also just a lot of problems. Like it has you take this test, and I was just telling Craig and Tim about it, but do you have trouble focusing? Are your legs constantly shaking? Do you fidget a lot? Do you have trouble sleeping? Are you worrying all the time? And all these questions, like, fuck, this is all me. Holy shit, I should like try to get this fixed in some way, or at least try to seek help. Because I've never known to or even thought about looking into talking to a doctor about any of my problems, because it just feels like, I don't know, it feels like I'm admitting a weakness or something like that,
What changed? Like, why do you think this time around?
I think the ease of an online thing, honestly. Like, I felt like, contact your physician, or
Talk to your
contact
doctor.
yeah. It's
Like,
like,
I'm
well,
not
I
gonna
don't
fucking
really,
go to the doctor. Yeah.
exactly. Like, I don't really. It's one of those things where I think a lot of it is also like that male machismo thing of, if I don't address it, there's nothing wrong if I don't bring it up or whatever. But man, like, I encourage anybody who's dealing with a lot of issues with focusing, or just ADHD or anything like that, to look into taking some tests online or talking to somebody about it, because it was like super revealing upon taking this. Yeah.
Where you're like, you knew that some of them apply to you, but you didn't think about all the things that apply to you.
Yeah.
So it's just like it being presented that way kind of opened
exactly.
your eyes.
Yeah. It really like sort of framed it in a way that, yeah, of course I've known that I have issues focusing, and I know that I always worry, but all these, I mean, I'm telling you, like, I've only named like 6 of the questions, but there was like 40 of them that just all applied to me, whether it was like somewhat or yes, like, holy shit, yes, that should have been one of the options, because these all sort of apply to me.
It's tough. It's tough right now though, because how do you differentiate? I guess if you can kind of remember how you felt pre-COVID, but I feel like everything that you're describing, I feel like a lot of people are going through right now, specifically because of the circumstance of what's happening. Obviously, if you've dealt with these issues like prior to this, I mean, either way, you should at least talk to someone for sure to start off with, because even talking to a therapist or a doctor, just opening up for a few minutes or an hour, as much as you can really just the process of talking through some of this stuff can be very therapeutic, especially if people who don't know you. And it's not that we're not obviously here for you, but talking to people who,
there's a world of difference though, right, between your friends and like a professional.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much baggage that comes with your friends, and this is always like, that's why I always encourage people to, like, try do a little research and try and find for sure, a therapist that hopefully takes your insurance, or can, work on scale, so they can kind of scale down their rates to you to make something that's affordable for you, and go in and talk to them. Even if it's just one time, what's the worst that can happen? You don't have to tell anyone you went if you're worried about it being a weakness, which is, by the way, it's not. And this is always what I talk about when it comes down to mental health. And I hate how stigmatized this is, because if your knee hurt, you wouldn't not hesitate to go to a doctor. If you tore an ACL, you'd be like, I'm going to an orthopedic surgeon immediately to get this fixed. So why, when you're having trouble dealing with with life and it's a mental issue, do we just want to push it aside? No one wants to talk about it because we're men, and men deal with their thoughts by internalizing them until they come out in either rage, suicidal tendencies, alcoholism, or some other vice. It's terrible. It's a bad idea. Bad idea. Do not wait. Absolutely go talk to someone. And truth be told, as a person who's been to therapy, quite a lot, I love it. I think it's great. And if you want to reframe it in your brain, Andy, if you need to make it more masculine, because I thought I needed to as well. One of the things that really kind of popped for me was when I heard that a lot of UFC fighters have mental coaches. That's what they call them. They call them mental coaches.
Yeah.
Coaches who, quote unquote, can deal with, like, you meditate and they talk you through a lot of the issues you face dealing a high level athletes face, specifically UFC fighters, because the anxiety you face on a probably minute to minute basis, knowing that someone is training to fucking kill you in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week, tomorrow, that anxiety is on a different level. And so they have these mental coaches that'll come in and help them through that. But really all they are therapists who are helping them through this traumatic event that they're about to go through. And so I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The way I look at it is, if it can give you a little bit of an edge to be happier, more productive, whatever you want, you should absolutely do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I've just always put it aside as like, I don't know, maybe I get easily distracted. And I noticed it even when I would, edit party mode, and my mind drifts. And 1 second I'm looking at my phone. It's like, why the fucking work? What are you doing? and my mind kept drifting, and I would just put it aside. It's like, maybe I'm just procrastinating or something like that. But I think with everything else, with the fact that I find things to worry about and I fabricate things to worry about, and I stay up at night suddenly thinking about the future of this industry and whether I'll have a job in 2 years or so. It's like, why do I do this to myself? And so I guess I was encouraged by the fact that Carboni, does take medication for not just focusing and his ADHD, but also just, anxiety and just the need to calm the fuck down every once in a while and just say, just breathe, man. I just need to breathe sometimes and just not let and a lot of the other questions were also like, are you irritable sometimes for no reason? Like, yeah, absolutely. And I hate that. And I hate what it does to you guys. Cause I've gone into work and like, why am I in such a bitchy mood right now? I have no
I've
reason
never once noticed you being a bitch. Just so you know.
To be honest, we work
just,
with me, so anything is relative compared to that.
But there's just times where like I'll wake up and like I want to talk to everybody and I'm totally happy, and the next day for no reason at all, it's like I woke up on the wrong side of the bed again. Like, no, but like, why though?
Yeah.
Like, we need to get to the bottom of why, Yeah,
and I think it's good to start on that. And there could be a number of contributing factors, right? It could be a brain chemistry thing that potentially medicine could solve. It could also be a brain chemistry thing that a change to your lifestyle could solve as well. But for me, the first step is finding someone who can help guide you through that process, who's maybe not going to be like, hey, right off the bat, you need 100 milligrams of this pill. Maybe someone can talk to you about how many hours of sleep you're getting a night. What's your diet look like? How many days are you exercising? Are you getting enough sunlight? Are you getting enough water? All of these things that could potentially contribute to these swings in moods could be all you need. Who knows? You never know. You never know if you're deficient in something and it's just making you cranky, or you're just, you just need enough good deep sleep. Because that's a huge contributing factor to a lot of people, to a lot of people feeling overwhelmed as well. You're just not sleeping well. And again, I'm not trivializing what you're going through. It is possible that you need a little extra help, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. As a person who is, I down 15 cups of coffee a day, I don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to like, stimulants helping out through the day. But I definitely recommend going to a doctor who can guide you through that and monitor your progress when you're on medication like that, because I think all too often people go on it and they go, cool, I'm good, and you don't have a check-in point, so you don't see yourself like what's happening to you. And then if you come back once a month and you talk to your doctor about what's happening, they can monitor it and they can adjust the amount of medicine or the milligrams you're taking of whatever you're doing. By the way, I didn't mean to I went off the rails with caffeine. I didn't mean to compare that to an actual prescription medicine, but I definitely think that finding someone.
Oh no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So I don't mean to trivialize that at all.
But what I do want to do, just to like just to change the subject, was Nick. I was not recommending, but I was telling Tim and Greg that I should go make these vegan nuggets and give them a shot and try to taste test them live on.
That's definitely the most important point you've made in the last 20 minutes. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, go for it.
We gotta know.
We'll wait.
Nug 1.6.
Remember I was talking in a review, if you would just put a toaster oven and where all the Gundams are in the back, you'd be all set.
Man, it would get even hotter in here, dude. I don't need any more heat in this room, dude. It's so hot in San Francisco right now.
So I'm confused. Are you going to make the Nuggs right now or not?
I'm going to go make the Nuggs.
Okay. You keep teasing that you're going, and this is the ADHD he's talking about. He said he's going, and then he goes,
oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
What are you going to say, Kev? You going to come over and get some Nuggs?
No, I was going to order him a toaster oven.
Just do it. It'd be a nice surprise
with
for
a fan. A little fan blowing the heat.
Order him 3 toaster ovens and 1 air conditioning unit and see which one works. Like, see if they can actually balance each other out and it's still hot in his room. That'd be fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, while Andy makes those Nuggs, let me tell you about our sponsor. This episode of the Kinda Funny podcast is brought to you by Sunsoil. These days, it seems like companies are putting CBD in everything. If you don't know where to start, there's a company in Vermont that's down to earth and doing things differently. Sunsoil. We know Sunsoil because one, Gia Tap Harris. That's right. Gia. Tim's fiance, has been using this Sun Soil, and she says it's great. She likes how easy the site is to use. She likes how transparent it is, and it's easy to get the stuff she wants. Sun Soil makes CBD oil that is USDA certified organic. They grow hemp on their farms in Vermont, and they never use pesticides, herbicides, or GMOs. Sun Soil keeps it simple. In fact, most of their CBD products have just 2 simple ingredients: coconut oil and hemp. Sun Soil is surprisingly affordable. Because they farm their own hemp and stick to simple ingredients, they offer higher quality CBD at half the price of other brands. That's another reason Gia loves it, or so she tells Tim, who tells me, is that it's cheap and it's a great quality product. Sun Soil makes pure and simple CBD products at an unbeatable price. Get 30% off your first order by going to sunsoil.com/kindafunny. That's sunsoil.com/kindafunny for 30% off your first order. All right, spoiler alert, Andy still hasn't made the Nuggs. I mean, he's in the process of making the Nuggs.
He's making them Nuggs.
I don't
It's that
understand
whole
why
thing
he
of,
didn't
like-
make them when the show, like right before the show started.
It's due process.
Yeah, exactly. What if we didn't get to that bit? Then he's got a bunch of burned Nugs out there. You know what I
No,
mean?
well, I
Not to
mean,
mention
he
these aren't
can
cheap.
be like, "Hey, I'll be right back," and then he'd be like, "Hey guys, special surprise!" You know, make the topic happen.
Kevin, here's my thing for you. First off, I come to you, Kevin, because you're what I like to call the expert, and I just mean that in every sense of the word. All right.
Absolutely.
How much do you think 4 pounds of plant-based nuggets should cost? That's 32. No, that's not. I'm sorry.
4
That's
pounds?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Don't get
of
4
points.
pounds of anything.
Yeah.
Never order
4
of
pounds is
anything.
100 nugs.
Yeah.
If I
That's
was to
too many.
order this online, how much do you think that would cost me from Nuggs? Eatnugs.com.
Well, let's see.
100 Probably like
100.
$20.
No, I'd
All
say
right,
60.
Nick says 20. You say 60. Tim, do you want to play the game?
No one's buying $60 nugs. They're not buying those.
I mean,
Yeah.
Tim, do you want to play the game?
No.
but just think about how many days.
Play the game. Just stay a price for Christ's sake. Play the game.
No,
80.
I don't want to play the game. They're selling it for $49.99.
I was
Okay,
close.
4
Fuck
pounds
you
of
guys.
plant-based nuggets. Now, here's where it gets interesting, all right? Actually a good deal because 2 pounds of nuggets cost you $34.99 on eatnugs.com.
I just
However,
feel like
hold on, it gets better. So the biggest package they have is 420 pounds of nuggets. They'll sell
I
you for
wonder why.
$10,000.
$10,000.
I can continue to check out with it. It's a real
Andy-
thing they have here.
Andy, if these nugs are good, we're gonna have a lifetime supply.
Okay.
do they ship them to you all at once, or can it just be you pay for it and they just keep shipping?
When I
it out?
click on this and I say, "Take me," do I have your
They
permission to
sent
buy
me a
it?
big ass
Absolutely
box
not.
with all
Absolutely
this like. They sent me a big ass box with all this frozen like material around it
Sure.
to keep the box really. It was really cold, and it was like,
Were-
do not touch it with your hands.
Were you tempted to buy the 420-pound bag of nugs?
No, not at all. I just wanted a little taste test because they had a good
Alright.
deal on it. Because it was.
I mean,
on Instagram.
here's what I'll say is I really think the website's cool, so I hope the food's good.
Exactly. I mean, that look if.
Did you
These
see they have
could be
Snake? You
made-
can play Snake on the site.
By
By the way, we are not sponsored by Nuggs. And Nuggs, if you are watching, we'd love to be sponsored by Nuggs.
These things
We don't know
could
that
be
yet.
terrible.
And he
but
needs to try them.
these things could be terrible, but I think so much of it sold me on the fact that the website is nice and they have like good, nice animations and nice
got
graphic design. Graphic design goes a long way, guys.
Oh,
See, this is the problem where they're only on Instagram, so I can't really like fucking use my Twitter clout to get Nuggs for us.
here's Andy, as you know, because you and I are what we would think is the Nug Authority, having ranked all Nugs in the Greater Bay Area. How close do you think these are going to get to the GOAT, which is the McDonald's Nug?
I think they're going to be okay. Okay, that's a good
You know
ranking.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
You got taste.
So
you got
we had
crisp.
McDonald's,
I mean,
to
how
go.
long do they
We had
last?
Wendy's Spices.
Right.
We had Wendy's regular.
Mhm.
Oh, we didn't even have Wendy's Spicy, did we?
We
I don't
did.
remember.
Eventually, we went back and did the spicy Wendy's
You're right.
and then re-ranked it because we were
You're right.
fucking professionals, unlike these two loaves over here.
These are going to be better than the
Farm animals,
Carl's
that's
Jr. Stars. These are going to be better than the Carl Jr. Stars and the Burger King shitty
Okay.
nuggets.
Now, can we do me a favor?
I'm just
What if-
preheating the oven right now because I'm going to have to go back and actually put them in.
Put them in the oven. What I need you to do is I need you to cook whatever the recommended dosage of these nugs is to cook, however many pieces you put on the tray.
I'm just going to put like 4.
I want you to let them cool for a little bit so you don't burn your mouth.
Mhm.
And then I want a crisp factor test. I want a taste test. I want the texture test because that was a problem with the McDonald's or the Carl's Jr. Stars. Remember they were like mealy. They tasted
my
kind of like
God.
gummy. And then what I want you to do is put one aside for
Just one.
Until we finish the podcast, and then I want you to try to eat that too, because if you remember, the biggest problem the McDonald's nuggets have is the longevity. They turn into a wet paper towel that is like greasy as shit in about 15 minutes after you get them out of the McDonald's.
It's true.
So this is important. We need to know this stuff.
All right, I'm gonna go put them back. I'm gonna actually put them in the oven right now.
Okay,
Got it.
Cool. I mean, this
Right,
actually.
now that he's off headphones, he's never preheated an oven. There's no way it's hot enough.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He clicked the fucking button on a dryer. He's gonna throw the nuggets in
The
with
nugs, the dryer, great.
Hey Tim, if we were to do kindoffunny.com, can we have floating nuggets just randomly?
I love it.
Password
Yeah.
field?
We should definitely do that.
I wish. Do you ever wish that you knew like advanced HTML or whatever the fuck whatever they use now
I
programming?
realized a long time ago, no,
Then
because it's
what-
like it's one of those things. I'm like, I'd like to know that stuff, but then I was like, or I could just focus on the things I'm already not that great at, and let
Right.
other people that are great do that stuff.
you do
know?
at a certain point have to make that choice where you're like, I don't want to be a jack of all trades, master of none. I want to get good at a couple different things so I can make a business out of it. And of course, we'll hire people like Andy who are great at other things that can fill those knowledge gaps. But I look at this and I think to myself, how great would it be if I could surprise everyone tomorrow just without having to reach out to the website guy with floating Nuggs or floating Kevin faces on the website?
Ooh, I like that.
Now
I really
back
like
to how good
Both.
Nuggs' website is here.
It's a great
I mean,
website.
I got on their help page, right? They have the FAQ. I am a journalist. Who do I hit up? They got the press thing. And then I am an influencer. Can I get free Nuggs? The answer, yes. Requirements must have a minimum of 10K followers and 67% clout. If that's you, email partnerships@eatnugs.com.
the fuck 6-7% clout, like the old website.
Yeah.
You got to be a Reddit power or a Dig power user or whatever.
Remember that? Do you remember when we hired Brian Miggles and Brian Altano? And everybody was like, not only are they really funny and great, guess what? They are fucking Dig super users, so they can get IG and I was like, what the fuck is Dig? What are you talking about? What is a super user?
I had no idea what Dig was, and by the time I figured out what it was, it got defunct.
I played Call of Duty Warzone with Miggles last night.
Was that Miggles? Was that actually Miggles?
No, that wasn't actually him in the chat, but I played with Scott Lowe and Miggles last night. You guys just
So does cloud not exist anymore?
I mean,
No,
Andy,
Cloud's
that site's
gone.
amazing.
Well, maybe the website's not as up to date as we want it to be. That's a good looking box, though. How long they got to stay in there, though, Andy?
I put him. I assume it's like 12 minutes. It says, yeah.
Oh, 12 minutes ain't bad. Okay.
Yeah,
I can live- I can live with that.
Business.
Did they come in a Ziploc? No, you put them in there.
Yeah.
they have
I
benefits?
opened- I
Hold them up.
opened
Let me see the
packaging.
texture. Hold them up. Let them get them in nice and close here. Let me see the texture on this.
Well, I mean, don't you want to wait for a nice and hot one?
Well, I do, but we have them right now in frozen form. I thought you could just hold the bag up to the camera. You know,
People are loving Nuggs, man. I'll tell you that right now.
damn, that is a good looking nugget too. Plant based, huh?
Plant-based.
See, there's always the risk you run, right? It gets 99% close to the nugget, but that 1% is it's make or break for me. Of like, do I ever want to engage with this again?
Yeah, but nugs are kind of like pizza, where it's like even a
Are they?
bad nug's still a nug.
Yeah, no. Have you tried the
No,
little
man.
stars
Yeah,
from
the
Carl's
star.
Jr.?
Real bad, dude.
Jesus
I have not
Christ.
had the star.
They're
pretty good.
terrible.
Everything else that we tried, I would eat if it was in front of me. You're right. Yeah, actually, I think you're right, Tim. You're right. They're more like pizza. Sometimes you could see a piece of pizza where you're like, I know not to engage in that either. Like, specifically flatbread pizza, which I think is an abomination and should be banned from every country.
It's not a
Flatbread pizza is an abomination. Should be banned from every country.
You know what I'm talking about? Where
I agree.
it's basically like you put a pizza on a cracker. That's how thin the crust is. I said I misspoke. I think thin crust pizza is what I meant, not flatbread. Flatbread pizza is pretty good. But like, you know
Thin
what?
crust
It's
is
so crispy
I
that
love
you get
that.
to the crust. It's not even crust anymore. It's like an
Oh,
unleavened.
cracker.
Flaky lie.
I love it. I
hate
love thin and crispy.
If
Pizza
you
Hut,
get to the end of a
especially.
dude, if you get to the end of a piece of pizza and it's not the best part, the crust isn't doughy and good and maybe filled with cheese,
Oh, God,
you're not.
I want no part.
I want no part.
Dude,
Here's
I'm
the thing,
so
though. is
bummed
I
out
think
that
you're I think you're on the money the first time. That flatbread pizza should just get the fuck out.
I mean,
be
I'll-
garlic bread, be garlic naan. Flatbread pizza, who are you trying to fool? You're not pizza.
Maybe am
Yeah,
I misspeaking?
totally.
Which one's flatbread pizza? What is
If
that?
you're not a
What is
fucking pizzeria, don't be making pizza. Because you go to these places, Italian restaurant, I'll give you the exception.
that? Oh yeah, okay. So
So like
we're
you go to like fucking BG. No, that's a bad example. You go to like any of the fucking like chain restaurants and they're doing flatbread pizzas all of a sudden. It's terrible.
I was
Hey,
hoping
what's
you were
fun?
going to give one more wrong example.
you go to the
Thank
one.
you, Andy. On that
You
note,
go
I'm
to
getting another
fucking
beer,
pizza.
Andy.
No, never mind, that's bad. But you go to fucking Chile. Nah, that's bad.
Nah, man.
Man, I went to Chili's for the first time, and at this point, it's been a while. But I was so disappointed. I remember loving Chili's so much in my.
We went to Chili's a lot when you were working. Oh no, you never worked there at that Chili's. We used to go to that Chili's down in where is it, like Burlingame or
that's the Chili's I'm talking about near Tanforan. Yeah,
near Tanforan. Yeah, we used to go to that at least once a week. There was a moment we were doing that. We were alternating between that, BJ's, and TGI Fridays when there's still Fridays up there. And that was I think the last time I ate at TGI Fridays, it was not a pleasant experience. I'm pretty sure this food has been frozen for way too long.
Well, remember the last time we tried to go to TGIF? It was me, you, and Kevin, and we drove multiple cities away to get to this damn TGIF, and we get there, and it was just an empty hole.
It was sad.
It was just all gone.
It was devastating.
Oh, they cleared it all out.
It was just straight up gone. Google Maps didn't tell us it was closed. They brought us there.
Yeah,
it was literally probably like a 45-minute drive.
They had an image of it's still there. We got there. It was not.
It was not there.
Greg, I have a question for you.
Yeah, Nick Scarpino, kindoffunny.com.
Not that I think we should do this, but do you think it would be possible to use your influencer status to never have to buy food ever again?
That's a great question.
Do you think that you could find enough of these Nug vendors so that you never had to go to the store, never had to spend another penny on Nugs?
I don't think so. Well, now you're getting very specific. Now you're down to Nuggs.
Well, no, I don't mean just Nugs. I mean places like Nugs. Like, hey, it's Joe's flatbread house, and we were selling flatbreads directly to your door.
Yo, we heard you hate flatbread, Greg Miller. We're gonna change your mind. It's me, Joe.
How many of these sites do you think have influencer portals or little things where you can click on? And how many times do you think you could do that in a year? Do you think you could go a whole year without ever having to buy a meal for yourself?
Under no circumstances do I think you could do that. Okay. I think you could do it where
Tim's thinking about this. He's like,
I think I'm trying to make it realistic. I'm thinking could you do it once a week? Could you get one meal taken care of once a week? I think yes.
For sure you could do that.
But you're gonna have to be hustling. You know what I mean?
I mean, for sure.
The thing is, also your celebrity status would have to endure for a long time.
I think we can do it because here's the thing: between all the different boxes, like the Blue Apron and the Green Chef and the purple watermelon and all those different
Hello
things.
Fresh.
Yeah, it's I feel those you could probably get some hookups with that. Well, they'll probably give you months at a time.
Yeah,
so you wouldn't need too much.
I think you could get Omaha steaks. We have 40 pounds of Omaha steaks.
Yeah,
in the freezer right now.
That's interesting. I wasn't thinking about spreading it out.
See what I'm saying?
I was thinking about needing a sponsor every day. Yeah, if you get one box of Omaha steak sponsored, that's fucking 90 meals right there.
Nuggs would give you the 425-pound bag of Nugs.
No, they might just for the shits and gigs, but then I need to get a new apartment, right? I need to get a sponsored apartment so I can get a long freezer, in your friend's basement when you go downstairs and they throw up in that big old freezer where you can hide a body.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my Uncle Danny had one of those freezers because he was a bookie. It was awesome.
Exactly.
He's actually killed people, throw it in there.
Purple watermelon's not a thing, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No.
That's good. I don't know the answer to this, but I have what I like to believe. Mm-hmm. And so yesterday coming home, we went and did our walk, got some air, with that. Jen was like, I really want watermelon. And she's like, do you think, the produce liquor store or whatever, the bodega, they have a whole bunch of different fruit and they occasionally have watermelon. We went there. They didn't have it. And so then it was this thing of, I don't want to walk to the grocery store. I don't want to walk to the other bodega over there. I'm like, I'll go anywhere you want to go. How much do you want this watermelon? She's like, well, we're super busy tomorrow. You know what? I need some other household items. I'm going to do a grocery store order because you can get anything delivered, right? It's I'll get the watermelon there. I'm like, great. While I was doing the last show, the groceries came. And when I went in there to get the first beer before this show, I cracked up looking down because there's a watermelon in there, but it's one of them tiny ass watermelons that are about the size of a large apple. And so I don't know. In my world, I like to believe that Jen thought she was getting a giant ass watermelon and instead got this baby ass watermelon delivered. And that's the narrative I'll continue to run with and talk about on this podcast. But
we got a watermelon this weekend for Gia's birthday. It was half
vodka in it.
Yeah, and it didn't work out.
I was gonna say, there's no way this house is eating fucking straight up watermelon. You're fucking around like you're fucking 20 years old at a frat party.
I haven't been this disappointed by a watermelon ever before in my life.
Why? Because it didn't taste good, or it wasn't
it just didn't have any vodka. There was too much excitement for it.
You cut the hole, you put the bottle in, you leave it.
Yeah, but they only had half a watermelon and half a vodka bottle. So Gia's sister was just From what I saw, she was spooning. Is this right?
She had to make little rivers and holes because the vodka just wasn't going through. The watermelon was too dense.
Sure.
It didn't. It was like no vodka.
I think you have to leave it for a while so it penetrates.
Yeah,
we did. Okay, well, we didn't do that.
Yeah, you leave it overnight. Yeah. Look, and I'm gonna say it. I didn't want to say it then, but the fish wasn't great.
Oh shit, we're airing grievances right now, Kevin. What did you like about
made the fish?
I don't know that it was cooked.
I'm not trying to hate, but I'm gonna.
Here we go. Who we hate?
Gia Tab Harris. It was her 30th birthday this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So her dad got her a grill, and we were gonna grill some shit. And she was like, "We're gonna do a very, very small little barbecue." And
I like how it gets very, very small when it realized me and Nick weren't invited.
I mean, it was small to the extent it was Kevin, Paula, and her Gia's sister and boyfriend.
Kevin's fucking dog.
I rank higher than Gia's sister's boyfriend in your friends list.
Right?
Throw that out there. But
I mean, hey, you would not have come. You
when you see Gia
tonight.
when you see Gia tonight, remember, ask her if she remembers when we went to the Vanessa Carlton concert. All right,
yeah,
that's what
if she remembers that.
Now, but she has never barbecued before. It's very clear to me because what do you have at a barbecue, guys?
You have a barbecue, hot dogs and hamburgers.
Ribs.
You got chips. You got.
Are we gas grilling or are we charcoaling?
Yeah,
gas.
that's a good question.
Propane.
Or using
Propane
mesquite.
accessories.
Propane. I'll put some
not how
dogs
you
on
say
there,
it,
some
Andy.
sausages maybe.
Mesquite.
That's
But
not
thing
how you
is-
say it.
You keep it simple, right? It's like maybe you get some barbecue chips for sure, right? Some chips and salsa,
fish.
right? What you don't do is be like, okay, let's do all of that. Let's also make like 5 different types of salads. Let's also get a whole fucking fish to put on this thing.
So
And
you're
it's like,
saying-
I get it. And
It's
there's
very
like
clear.
giant chicken breast and shit, and it's just like cool. All this sounds good. And it's gonna taste good, but all of it together is just way too much, and you're never gonna be able
It's
to
a lot.
pace out the meal correctly,
Yeah.
right?
So she was you needed her to start at when I would barbecue at the office with the simple stuff, and she wanted to go straight. She wanted to go straight to the Genevieve Miller. I'm making a lotte and all this.
Oh,
other
there was
stuff.
fucking corn everywhere too.
Yeah,
Corn was
Well,
fantastic.
corn
but
you
it's
should always make.
grab and go, right? But it's just like, guess what? We're left with a whole fucking fish and a bunch of chicken. Like,
Is
get your
the
shit together.
is the elote where you take the corn and put the stuff on top, like the cheese and all that stuff on top?
It just means corn.
Remember when Jay made that?
I
Office?
can get it, but
Also
that's
true
not right. Look at you, Greg.
Wow.
You spent a lot of time doing that.
Not
Dude,
that much.
congratulations, by the way.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't actually talked to you about this, but holy shit, Greg Miller, a DC Comics writer.
I know.
Officially.
like-
yeah.
One of the coolest things you've ever done. You've done a lot of really cool things.
Thank you very much. Yes,
Yeah,
it's a big day for us. As we record this is the day that the book shipped to certain stores and is up on Comixology. Of course, Wednesday you can get it anywhere.
I don't
Right,
think that
I
we
haven't gotten my
talked about
influencer copy of it yet, though, Greg. Should I be waiting in the mail for?
I got my 3 comps from DC, and then me and Gary ordered a bunch from Isotope. So you can come pick up tomorrow when I get my delivery from James, or when I go to James. I can come do a drive by your house. I'll throw it like the newspaper on your step.
Okay, cool, perfect. That's
How do you
super
feel
good. Yeah.
I called
Sorry.
our local comic book place. They don't have any for people that didn't reserve it.
Oh, come on.
That's the big problem with first off, the big problem, of course, is that there's a pandemic killing everybody. But the Greg Miller comic book wrinkle to all this is obviously this is a dream come true. Obviously this is super awesome. The support you, the Kind of Funny community and best friends have shown has been incredible. But if you remember a few weeks ago, me and Gary were tweeting if you want this book, you need to tell your retailer right now, because unlike normal comics, in normal life, I should say, when it's Wednesday, there's new books. We order a bunch for the people who ordered them, and then we order a bunch to leave on the shelf for people who walk in. You can't walk into comic stores. So a lot of people aren't ordering extra copies. They're only ordering enough for people who pre-ordered. And so it's this weird thing of back in January when Gary asked me to do this and DC approved it and we got going, there was that dream for me of I'm going to be at the office, and I think it's 10 o'clock. The one underneath this Comic Experience Outpost opens. I'm going to go on down there, walk into the shop, say hey to the clerk like I always do, and pick my book off the shelf and buy it. And you jump here to actually coming out, and it's we're in the middle of a pandemic, and you can't go into any comic book stores or do anything. So that's why I ordered a ton, and Gary ordered a ton from James over at Isotope. So we're going to have plenty to give out or hand out, but yeah.
Is it available digitally? Sorry.
Oh yeah, Comixology, you can get it right now.
Yeah, I didn't want to pay for it for sure. I was joking. I want a free copy of it, but I think it's super cool.
I have an iPad now. Maybe this
There you
will
go.
be the first full comic book I've read since I don't even know, like Spawn in 1995. I don't know.
Here's what I'll tell you is that it won't be, because it's 100 pages and we're just like 9 of those pages. So you won't read that whole comic book, guaranteed.
Oh shit. Oh, gotcha.
But you can read our full story. We can be the first full
I'll
story
do that.
you've read.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool, and I think it's cool because it's like, obviously, I hope for you that this is not the last time you get the opportunity to do
Oh,
this.
I can't
I guarantee it won't be. I mean, I'm sure you'll get more opportunities, which is cool. And in my brain, selfishly, I think it's super cool because these stories, you know, they always draw from good stories like this and make them animated movies, because DC animated is always really, really cool.
Sure.
Not the least of which was the last one I watched, which was like part 2 of the Apocalypse one, which I actually liked.
Oh, did you watch Justice League Dark Apocalypse already?
Yes, I did. I rented
Okay.
it. Yeah.
The one that ends
It
the
was weird. It
universe.
was supposed to be part 2 of another one. It was supposed to be a sequel to the other one, but I was like, this doesn't have anything to do with this one. I'm super confused.
Well, remember, see, I was going to surprise you that I got the usual copy, that I was going to give you the disc when I was done, but we don't see each other anymore.
That's cool.
Well, remember, there already was a Justice League Dark Part 1, and then
Yes.
all these things have been happening in the same universe with the same actors for a while, and apparently this is the last one, but I don't know what that means, so don't spoil it for me.
I don't like that. I
Star-Lord
don't,
with Doctor Strange powers.
I don't
No,
like
No,
that
that's a good
Apocalypse
guess.
has.
That's Constantine.
I don't like that lips is spelled lips. I'll be honest with you.
Lips? Oh, sure. Yeah,
I
no, I
just
gotcha.
think of like I don't know.
Maybe it's for kids. They have to make it how kids would spell it.
Andy, are your
Yeah.
nugs done?
Yeah, the timer just went off, Kevin.
Oh, shit.
That's so funny. Yeah, I was gonna go get those, leave them out to cool for a bit, pee, and then go back.
Okay,
Um,
that works. Yeah, because that's gonna be the finale.
I hope I don't know how this works, but I hope this ends up with you contributing to like bigger and bigger projects, and then culminates with you contributing to one of the animated movies. I think that'd be freaking awesome. I think
Thank
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's been awesome because, you know,
Like,
obviously-
what was that process like though? Did Garrett how did you guys split the load? I don't think I talked to you about this at all. Like,
no,
walk
we haven't
me
talked
through
about it. Me and
whole
Gary want to
thing
do a
works.
spoiler cast for it, but you
Okay.
know,
Well,
Gary had
you
some
know.
family stuff last week and it's just been busy and a million other things.
Okay.
So the short version, is, you know, so the full story goes that during not Extra Life, I always think it's Extra Life, but it was actually our anniversary stream in January. I was off camera when Gary arrived, and he pulled me aside and was like, "Hey, I just had a call with DC," and I was very much expecting him to just like do the Gary thing and humble brag that he's going to write whatever book. And instead he went. It looked like he was going that way. Like I said,
the rest of the DCEU. Okay,
I just
cool.
had a call with DC. They want me to write, contribute to this Joker 80th anniversary thing and write a Joker story. And I told them, like, I've always want to do stuff with DC. I'm in, but I'd like to do it with my friend Greg. Do you mind? And I was like so touched. And so I was like, yeah, 100%. And he went back to DC. They approved and everything was fine. And so, yeah, I took a morning off from all the shows and we went to Outerlands out in the sunset and took a table over for like 3.5 hours, which I'm sure they were not cool with, and just shot the shit on what the story should be. We've honed in on this idea that, what would happen if Joker won, if he killed Batman. And we wanted to do something you don't normally see. And so it was this whole conversation and pitching lines and tweaking each other's lines and adding characters, taking characters away. It was all the stuff. And, Gary's explanation to DC for why he wanted to do it with me was just that I'm like a DC fanboy. And so Gary knows how to write comics and knows what he's doing, but would love to have like an expert opinion in the room or whatever. And have a co-writer.
Yeah. That's
so
smart.
it, for me, it was great because, I talked about it, obviously in Greg's Comic Club. And then obviously back when we did the Game Over Greg show topic about wanting to write the book, a comic book, right? And pitching my Superman book and all that jazz. What I'd run into trouble with the first thing of writing the Superman comic was, number one, it wasn't my passion. And so like, obviously when video games spun back up and there was things to review, it pulled me aside. But also the fact that I didn't want to walk before I didn't want to walk. I wanted to run. And so I was like, I'm going to write this 9-issue, 7-issue, whatever the hell it was. Right. And I had all these different ideas. That was great. But then at some point you just feel like you're spinning your wheels because I'm just writing stuff that isn't going anywhere. And I've never done this before. And I'm doing all those different things. So for this to be, hey, we have to fill 9 pages or whatever it is, was way easier. And so it was that we sat there, Gary, I think it was Gary who was like, what if he killed him? And I was like, great. What if we did this? And we started adding characters. And then it was like, Gary started getting bigger. I'm like, I don't think you've read one of these anthologies. Like, they're shorter than you think they are. We can't go that far. We need to pull it back. And then Gary's like, well, I want to end on this joke then. And the joke's really good, I think, because especially for a Joker book to end, like, it's a serious story for the most part, right? Like, we have a whole bunch of actual, I think, touching moments in it, but then to end on an actual joke. And we wanted to pull in all these references. We wanted to do all these different things. And so basically we sat there and, in air quotes, wrote the book just at the table talking. And then, what Gary did is like, he went back and because he's he's wired a different way than I am in terms of how I remember and how I write. He went back and remembered the line I wanted Alfred to say, and remembered the joke we wanted to do for Mr. Freeze, or how we wanted to turn this thing around. And like, he did all that, and then he sent me the script, and I went through and gave my thoughts or opinions and pulled this out. And like, I remember his first draft had Superman saying, you know, what is like a stab into my ears, right? Of like, identifying to Batman as like very much calling him out as like he's the human I respected the most. And I'm like, ooh, like Superman's not an alien. He wouldn't say that, you know. And Gary being like, okay, good point. Like, and taking it out and stuff like that. And we went back and forth with that for a little bit.
I have four questions, Greg.
Sure.
I don't want spoilers, but
sure.
is Batman in it? Like, does he have any line?
No.
Okay. So, what Joker voice does your Joker have?
It's Hamill. For sure. 100%. Which is why, like, if I can give you two little sides, right? I might ruin it. Amazing. Did you just bite it, or is that a cut?
Not cutting it in half.
Okay. I want to do a whole thing with that. Don't just start eating them. Mm-hmm. Which was why yesterday it was insane when I was tweeting about all this stuff, and somehow somebody tagged. Oh, is when one of our one of the Kind of Funny best friends, whose name escapes me, so I have to look into it. And it's not. Oh, Philip J. Woodward put up a video narrating it, doing his Mark Hamill impression. Cool. That got shared, which then Mark Hamill got into and liked that tweet, and then liked just the normal tweet about me talking about the comic book in general, not even about that. And so then today, once I put it out and I was like, now let me write a Superman book, Clancy Brown, who's from Detroit Become Human, from Shawshank Redemption, and the voice of Lex Luthor in the animated series, quote tweeted and responded just talking about it. And I'm like, how the fuck are you even finding this? Like, this has nothing to do with Lex Luthor. But I'm like, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
First off, the next time you refer to Clancy Brown, if you don't mention Highlander, I quit this company.
I've never seen Highlander. Fuck you.
Okay. Well, he's the bad guy in Highlander, and it's the greatest movie of all time.
My apologies.
But my other question, Greg, is this in the universe of your eventual Superman story?
Yeah.
No. It is not.
And is that only because Batman's dead?
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, I guess it could be. It could be. You know, in terms of. Well, see, the thing is about it, like so. It's a different thing, just because it's its own universe. It's its own thing. Like, I think the Superman story that I pitched a long time ago doesn't make as much sense anymore, because I think Bendis has done such a great job with his Superman book and Superman revealing himself as Clark Kent publicly, that I think it's something different. However, last night, because obviously, I don't know if you saw my stuff yesterday of like, I now have a page on Comixology, like, right? Like, and my pictures on Comixology, and it's tied to the actual book I wrote on Comixology. And like, seeing that was like, oh, fuck, I can't wait to do more. And so last night I did the thing of played a bunch of video games, went to bed, and laid there for like an hour of like, well, what would I say now? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Bendis has done so well. And like, I should send it to you guys or share it to you or whatever, because I did a lot of writing on the Superman book. And there is, if you remember, there's something that stuck with me from the podcast we did about it, where when we were pitching ideas and yada, 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 and I was talking about this and I was talking about that, I eventually, if you remember Nick, I brought in Cool Greg. And I was like, I want Superman doing stuff like, you know, he's trying to stop a graffiti artist, yada, yada. And I remember Nick going, the one problem Superman can't solve, Cool Greg. And I wrote like an entire conversation between Superman and Cool Greg. And
we got to get Cool Greg in the DC universe, man.
And I haven't gone back and done it. And so it's like, there's stuff like that I would pull out and put into other things, but it was, and like, that's a great example, I think, of like, if I had another shot for an anthology thing, here's a short story about Superman I could toss out there, right? Of him dealing with a graffiti tagger. But then last night I was like, what's the personal thing? Like, back to our Kevin Smith in review. His stuff's the best when it's personal, right? That I could do. And I think I came up with like an idea that I for sure have never seen anyone do with Superman. And it's like, that's interesting. And it's super early and super small, and I want to noodle it. And I did learn a lot of comic book creator stuff of like, well, of course, once you talked about it on that podcast, there's no possible way anybody would ever let you do that, because that's not, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So it's like, I'll talk to you guys about it later, but like, I have something.
I'll tell you what the personal angle is. Clark Kent has a great head of hair, doesn't know how to comb it or style it. Mm-hmm. And he consults his friend Andreas, his friend Andrew Corleone. Mm-hmm. And Andrew Corleone helps him and helps the image, right? And suddenly Superman's popular again, and people are like, "You have great hair." Yeah,
you did turn my life around with this haircut. Or how to style my hair, Andy.
Yeah, no problem.
I think it would be really cool for you, Greg, just to just lay that down and see if you can challenge yourself to just do that 5 or 6 page story arc of that fun little story or a story. Like,
Of him and Cool Greg?
Yeah, if you just did a quick like cool. I mean, honestly, it doesn't have to be world-endingly like big, but the idea. Well, I mean, I think it's like super fascinating. It'd be fun to put in Superman in that, in that situation.
Oh, I mean, what I giggled at there is like, of course, like the whole thing that whatever I write or will do with comics, right, will never be world ending. Like that's not where I think that my interests are at all. They're always going to be very small personal tales.
Well, and it's been very limited experience with writing and being exposed to people who are professional writers. But I think that a general rule of thumb is that if you start your very first book and you try to make the best thing ever written, it's just not going to be the case.
Oh, no. And that's the thing too, like I remind myself of, and it's very much this situation of wanting to run before I walk. You know what I mean? Yeah. And pay dues before you do it. And I think it's all very much back to I knew from the 4th grade that I was gonna review video games, right? When did I write my first video game review? Like 8th grade, when EGM finally put out a call that they had open positions. The first 2 reviews I wrote are the first 2 reviews I sent. Like, oh my God, like what a terrible idea. I should have been writing all the time and doing this. And
but it's not, because what you just described, the idea of I should have been writing all the time, is not actually how people work. That's not, when I've studied how people create, it's usually like just do the thing, throw it in there, and then learn, oh gosh, that was a terrible idea, and then do another thing and throw it in there, be like, oh God, that was a bad idea, and then fail, bad until you eventually get a manuscript that does get passed and someone goes, oh, I like this. And so, I mean, it's just saying, I always talk about that Stephen King book I read about writing, but he talked about the same thing where he was like, I just read the story and I thought it was great, and I sent it there and it got rejected, and then eventually I put up a nail. He put up a nail in his kitchen and just put all the rejection notices on that thing until it was so thick that it was like a fucking Far Side calendar. Those are my words, not his. Stephen King, if you're looking for people to ghostwrite, I'm there for you. But I think that's the number one secret to creativity, is just go do it. Assume it's great. Don't give a fuck. Get it done. And then when someone gives you feedback that it's terrible, learn from it, internalize it, and make the next thing. But to me, the importance is creating the work. It's not making the part like waiting until the thing's perfect. It's put it out there, do the next thing until that 15th thing is good enough for people to go, this is great. Or you can do the smart thing that Greg Miller does, is just hitch your wagon to an established writer already and just ride that to the top of Hollywood.
Exactly. That is my plan. But even like right now, rereading this, like, I haven't read this since I wrote it. Like, this is fucking good shit with Cool Greg. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe it's to your point of like, just fucking, exactly. Let people write it, or put it out and let people run with it.
So I'm saying is how long?
Try these Nuggs while they're hot.
How long is this
Cool Greg? Not hot anymore, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
Because here's the thing I'm interested about this, and don't confirm or deny this for me, but like I'm always interested in a conversation between an authority figure and someone who's breaking the law. And if they
and
could
your knife's backwards.
Maybe your knife's upside down. You're gonna hurt.
He's gonna cut his fucking eye out.
Also, are you cutting chicken nuggets with an upside down knife on a Darth Vader plate?
It's Barrett's.
Are you 7 years old and did your parents go to the bar? What's happening?
It's Barrett's plate.
They're vegan chicken nuggets. So they're probably very frail.
Here, hold on. First taste. We're getting into the Nuggs here. Okay.
Oh, it had a good crunch factor, Andy. It tasted.
I can hear the crunch. Yeah.
You want me to get closer to the mic?
Yeah. The crunch. He's got the cutest little crunch sound. Andy's adorable.
Very good crisp. Very good.
He likes him. I can tell he likes him. He's trying to play coy right now. He's trying to play coy, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's what I'll say. Not any more enjoyable than a Thai chicken nugget. Okay. And I think they know that. That though. Like that's part of the marketing is like, hey man, we're just like those other frozen. Like I wouldn't say I love this. I don't even know if I like it.
So we should not have ordered you the 425-pound bag when you left to make these.
You shouldn't have. No.
Okay, Greg, can we cancel that order, or is that
the thing? Is like
all I did is email them. If they come back, I'll be like, oh, it turns out no.
Here's what I'm shocked by. I'm shocked that this isn't chicken. I'm shocked that this is like plant-based shit and not like I cannot tell the difference. That's what I should be focusing on, right?
But can you not tell the difference because the chicken nugget itself is like a pureed hodgepodge of shit anyway? It's not actually a thing of chicken.
Well, I mean, the fact that this is still a lot healthier and has no cholesterol and 40% less fat, I think counts
No,
for
no,
a
I don't
lot.
mean that. I mean, like, do you think it tastes like a chicken nugget because most chicken nuggets have a lot of filler in them anyway? They're not 100% chicken. Because I
see
always
what you
wondered,
mean.
like, if you have a chicken nugget as opposed to like a chicken's like tender, like a grilled chicken tender, they're not the same. Those aren't
No.
the same things. Like the grilled chicken tender is you could see where it came off the chicken and how they prepared it. The nugget could be paste. It could be some sort of stamped out thing. I don't know.
I'm shocked that this isn't a chicken nugget. Like this is chicken. It's honestly, it's starting to blow my mind. I think I focused more on the angle of like, do I like this more than other nuggets? And I should have focused on the fact that holy shit, this is not chicken. Like it's kind of blowing my mind because it just tastes like a Tyson chicken nugget or whatever. But again, it's that same level of quality. Is it worth it more? I mean, do you want to pay more for a healthier option about the equal amount of quality?
Well, I mean,
I just want to call it McDonald's right now.
Healthy is an interesting like thing to say though, in regards to something that's been pre-fried that you bake. You know, like I'm always very weary of quote unquote health foods just because they don't have animal fats in them.
Well,
and
to
they're
be fair,
protein.
They're not saying they're healthy. They're just saying you're gonna die slower.
Yeah,
you don't know that. What do they fry these things in? Like because it's based on cholesterol, that's fine. But a lot of the myths of cholesterol have been debunked at this point. Cholesterol, excuse me.
Cholesterol. Listen, some say cholesterol isn't even real, and we shouldn't worry about it. Hi, I'm here from Big Cholesterol. I'm Nick Scarpino.
all I'm saying is, yes, I'm sure it has fewer calories or whatever metric you're saying for health. I'm sure it has those things, but it is still a processed piece of food that's being delivered in a box. So just be aware of that, because I think a lot of the quote unquote healthier things for people that are marketed that way may not necessarily work specifically if you're for your body chemistry. Just putting that out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Kind of Funny podcast. Thank you so much for enjoying it along with us. Remember, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunny. You can be part of the show. You can get the show ad free. You can get it with the exclusive post show we're about to do. You can just support us. Say, hey, we enjoy what you're doing. Andy, use this money to get Nuggs. I do want to point out two things, though, that I thought I wanted to bring up, but the conversation kind of got away from us. Number one of Andy's concerns is will he have a job in 2 years? Number two, when we were talking about could I get free food forever, Andy's like, well, how long are you going to be popular? Andy and I need to have a conversation about the trajectory of this business, apparently. If you have $1 to toss our way, you can go to youtube.com/kindoffunny each and every week, and podcast services around the globe to get each and every episode chock full of ads and no post show. We have a post show to do. So until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.